What a fascinating day today was. Bringing happiness and smiles from a crazy outfit. So I'm pretty notorious for having outlandish outfits. I love dressing up. I love getting into themes and costumes and all that kind of stuff. And that did not change when I went to the World Cup. What is that now? 2.5 years ago? It was like December 2022, November 2022, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I don't even know. But here's what happened. Whew, and it came full circle today, surprised the hell out of me, and I love it. So, Qatar 2022, it's USA versus Iran. So let's get some context. This is a very controversial game. Iran, like less than a month before, had beheaded a woman in the street because she did not wear her hijab. Their country, their culture, whatever your thoughts are, your thoughts are. So these are just facts. So that's what happened. So then Iran, let's see if I remember this. Their first game, I think they got whooped by England. Or did they play well? Oh boy, I don't remember. One of their games, they got punished, and one of the players' friends got either arrested or he also got killed in a car. I think he got killed in a car crash because they didn't perform well. That might have been after the US game. I don't remember. But here's the real story of what I personally experienced outside of what happened in Iran, yada, yada. So, USA, Iran. USA, I believe, needs at least a tie to advance to the playoffs. Iran, I think, has to win in order to go to the playoffs. It's a pretty intense game. Stadium, I think, had like 70,000 people. I brought this outfit entirely for this game. So I had scarves from the last World Cups I had been to. Every World Cup I buy a scarf. It's a very soccer thing. Scarves are big in soccer, and I buy one every time I go to a World Cup to commemorate that. So had those on. I'd been to Brazil, 14, Russia. So Brazil and Russia are the two before that. So then I have my most American outfit I can find. I know it's a Qatar, which is an ally of America, but it's still in the Middle East. So I made sure not to be too scandalous, I guess. So the outfit, if you want a picture of it, just ask. I definitely post it all over. So if you know the Green Man suit or the skin tight suits, I had that, but an American flag. And then I had American flag shorts and American flag, a real one from me. It's actually an American flag that was flown on a bomber over a mission that was given to me by a dear friend, John Cox. Thank you, John Cox, very much. That flag has been all over the place representing this country. He's a Air Force, I think, retiree. I think you're done now, John. I think he's done. At that time, he was not done yet. So that was huge and cool. Super emotional, memorable. I brought that. I brought my outfit. I was with a good friend of mine, Jordan. She had a great word high. And that kind of adds to this story. So I'm dressed like a goofball, right? All out America, yada, yada. People from probably the most represented country, Colombia, I remember had a big, big following. I think Brazil maybe. And then obviously like Germany and some of the closer countries from Europe that are big on soccer. They all laughed, loved it. Oh, yeah. And no one really thinks it's cocky because America's good at soccer, but they're not like amazing. We've never won a World Cup. The best we got was third place, and it was like 70 years ago. So like when we go out there, it's not like really bragging because we haven't done a whole lot. We're ranked like number 11 is about average, maybe 11 to 15, somewhere in there. So most people are just like, America, cool. Like, but they don't really see us as a competition. And we haven't earned that. And I think we got like 13th place in this tournament. So right on par. So everyone's laughing. We're having a good time, right? There's other people there. And then as I take my taxi and go towards the stadium, now it's USA versus Iran. There's still other countries there, but it's a lot more American Iran. I went to the America pregame little party. So all the America fans got together and like kind of walked together. I believe Star Spangled Banner was played. But for me, it was almost impossible to walk anywhere. I was wearing a crazy outfit, and Americans and native Qatari and Iranians all alike were taking insane amounts of photos. It was at a point where I would just sit with my arms out and it would just rotate people. Two people would come in, their friend would take a picture. another group would rotate in, and I would just stand there and just be like, yeah, go ahead, just keep taking photos. I am pretty sure that I was 80% of the Iranian Facebook feed that night. I was interviewed by Iranian media and other media, a couple Spanish speaking media, so I had to answer in Spanish. Um, no Italian, but a few Iranian. I probably had 4 to 5 interviews with Iranian media. I don't know how big they were. I'm not familiar with their news stations. I don't know if they're state run or not. But here's another crazy part: is a lot of Iranians would come up to me and whisper things like, "I hope you guys win." And for us in America, it's a soccer game. And for them, I guess it was kind of a symbol of freedom or a knock against their current government. Some people would come whisper in my ear and they'd say, um, "We will be in America in 2026 because that's the next World Cup. 2022 is Qatar. Next World Cup is in USA, our country, 2026." And they'd say, "We'll be free by then." And they would whisper these things, and I would, first off, we're at a game, we're at a sporting event. It's not really the time for political discourse. I'm here supporting my country, you're supporting your country. And it was completely friendly. Not a single Iranian was mad. We were all having fun. But things like, oh man, I would say probably 100 to 120 people took photos with me before the game started. That actually might be a little low. Maybe it's closer to 150. I swear I was just sitting there, and groups were just rotating in. Mostly Iranians, because Iran's right across from Qatar. It's a really easy flight for them. They're like next door neighbors. So lots and lots of Iranians. And, a lot of them are saying, oh man, well, a lot of them are saying, yeah, we'll be free by then. We'll be at the next World Cup. We'll be in your country soon to come say hi and hang out. A lot of stuff like that. And so there was this is 2022. So it's a little Iranian versus US political tension there. Who was president? Biden then, I guess. I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, Biden was president, and I don't remember what the political stuff was, but I just remember um, they were very fearful. And a lot of them were like talking about revolution and wanting to get out, and they're like, we support America. Hopefully you guys can help get rid of our government and a lot of things like that. And I hope you guys win, but our players are safe. And so we did end up winning. I believe it was 1-0. And after the game, there was not, I mean, there were still more pictures, but I think everyone was just kind of clearing out. But the only violence we really saw were Iranians against Iranians. I can only assume it was people that supported the regime and people that didn't support the regime arguing about it. And the fact that the U.S. won, I think, was honestly a slap in the face. And I remember reading reports that there were threats. I guess their first game they won. I think they beat Wales, and that the whole team got like Cadillac Escalades or some kind of car or something. And then after they lost to us, they had it all retracted, taken away. So the players were like fearful for their lives or their families' lives or their friends' lives based on a soccer game. And so I can understand why many people were whispering these things to me. But that being said, on to a lighter note, and the whole entire purpose of this live is that today on my show, I had one of our return guests that we love. His name's Sam. He was the mayor of a tiny town in Colorado. He throws a festival. He's been on my show a couple times. But when I brought up this story of wearing a skin suit American flag and having a flag, and I think I had a Qatari headdress. So it was really common in Qatar. They had all the flags that they would turn into like the native, like you see them, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all in the Middle East. They wear those white turbans. That's what it's called. And so they had turbans, but they were made with all the flags of each country. So Mexicans, Colombians, Argentinians all could have their flag and wear turbans. So it's really popular in Qatar for, everyone, non-Qatari, non-Muslim, non-Middle Eastern, anyone to have a turban. It was a really fun time. Everyone would have a turban with their flag on it. They probably sold millions of those things. So I'm wearing that too. And the guest on my show is like, wait, that was you? And I was like, yeah. He goes, my brother was in Qatar at that game and sent me a picture saying, look at this guy. He's crazy. It's so much fun to meet him and Americans like him. And I was like, there's no way. And he goes, yeah, American flag skin suit. I was like, what are the odds there's someone else there with American flag skin suit? There couldn't have been. So me dressing like a knucklehead obviously was making people smile and laugh. We were bonding and talking. I have probably never met Iranians really outside the US. That may be not true. But I haven't really sat and talked to many of them. And, this gave me the chance. I was on their news media. I don't know where those videos are. If anyone's Iranian and knows how to search, that'd be awesome if you could find some of those interviews. If you can find them, tell me. I'll give you a nice reward. That would be fun to see. Um, Especially if they translated it, just made up whatever I said. That would be fascinating too. Who knows? But yeah, so it comes back today, 2.5 years later, that he got that picture and he laughed and smiled and was like, that's so funny. This guy's dressed like a crazy man and everyone's smiling, having fun. And it all boils down to me being able to wear a ridiculous outfit that puts smiles on faces. And and 2.5 years later, it's now making us all happy. We just did a show, and now we're laughing about it. And the Psalm's like, I can't believe that my brother sent me that photo, and it's somebody I know that I do shows with, that I'm on his podcast. And so now we're laughing. 2.5 years later, people still laughing, all because I wore a silly outfit. How fantastic is that? I wonder how many people laughed, how many people smiled off of me and my ridiculousness. It makes me want to go wear more crazy shit. That's all I got for you today. I hope today was the best day of your life.